am Svila Bekin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I have been going to the cinema. I saw Spider-Man Far From Home. And my review, I think, is going to be pretty much like everybody else's review. Pretty inoffensive. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. So, I don't know if it was, I wouldn't use the word underwhelming, but certainly not, wasn't explosions, even though there was a lot in the movie, but it wasn't like, this must-see, have-to-see movie, and I can't tell if it's because the movie was somewhat bland, or the entertainment industry in general is just not that interesting anymore. I think it's a bit of a casualty. I think movies in general have been a bit of a casualty of the war the entertainment industry has decided to declare upon much of the Western world. Which is a bit strange, really. But we're really seeing it now. Like, the box offices are, like, dwindling in the cinemas. Viewers on, the comedy is essentially dead. The late night comedy shows get, a fraction what they used to get? Yeah, I think all of them added up together get the same amount that Carson would get, would be like a third of what Carson would get. It's just like people are deserting it en masse. And it's just because the entertainment industry it's become dull, it's become homogenized, it's become very corporate. On one hand, it's very corporate, and so everything's done by committee. And on the other hand, it really, really hates traditional Western values. Hates masculinity. And it really is. They're not. They're not being ambiguous about it at all. Which is okay, fine. But I guess we're just getting a lot of kind of bland movies, which is what Spider-Man Far From Home was. And again, not a bad movie. It continues the vibe of Spider-Man as a kid, as like a 16-year-old in school. It doesn't really deal with the continuity of the snap, the Thanos snap in the Marvel universe at all. So the snap is dealt with unsatisfactorily. It's kind of a fun holiday movie with Spider-Man and the gang visiting Europe. It's a very Americanized view of Europe, in that everything is like a short drive away. It really isn't. Maybe it is. I'm sure somebody must have sat down and worked out the timings of when they go from, like, what was it, Prague to Germany or wherever they're going, or Paris. Well, it's fine. Although there was a sequence in it where Spider-Man is back zipping around the buildings in New York, which that for me works so much better. That is just pure Spider-Man. Now, depends how much of a Spider-Man purist you are on how annoyed you're going to get with a movie. I am not a Spider-Man purist at all. My favorite Spider-Man in comics. It has got to be the Miles Morales Bendis run, which there are some people out there going, no, don't say. But again, I grew up with Judge Dredd in 2000 AD and Robot Hunter and Nemesis the Warlock. I didn't grow up so much as we knew it was cultural Spider-Man, but I think the most significant Spider-Man growing up was that really bad live-action TV show in the 70s, which I really I still have a soft spot for. Anyway, I digress. So, Jake Gyllenhaal's in it as, again, I don't want to spoil. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it as a important character. Okay, I'm just going to spoil right now. And again, if you don't want any spoilers, go away. And again, if you didn't know this, really? I can't believe you don't know. Jake Gyllenhaal starts off being a hero, but turns out to be the villain. It's not like it's not overly subtle. Like I was sitting in between my two daughters, which is 18 and 21, 22 now. So I was sitting in between them watching it. Neither of them are geeks. Neither of them are Spider-Man fans. Although my younger daughter was the one who made me go to cinema to watch it. I would go anyway. And both of them leaned over and said, "Oh, he's a bad guy!" Before he revealed it. Because it's a little bit obvious. Again, Marvel movies do often stand and fall on the strength of the villain. Villain is low. Again, it doesn't compare to the world dominating stakes of the Avengers movies. Avengers Endgame. But no, yeah, it really shouldn't. It's the movie serves as an epilogue to the entire MCU run, and then the after credit sequences, which I won't describe in any detail at all. But they're kind of sad. Really. I found it kind of sad and sort of pathetic because they're essentially saying, "No, come back, come back. We've got so much more to show you." And they tease one thing and then they tease another thing. The first thing they tease is really really good, by the way. And they bring back an actor from another Spider-Man franchise who is just perfect in the role, and they like reimagine that role a little bit to fit into modern age, to be like a sort of Alex Jones type character. Although one that's obviously not like Alex Jones because he's allowed on the internet apparently. But they end up end up with a big cliffhanger. But you know what? I just don't care. I really That's the thing. I'm like, I haven't seen any new movies coming out from the MCU that I'm excited about. There's the Shang-Chi movie. I don't know, the martial arts movie, and there's I saw some images from the Black Widow movie. All of them are like, I'll be honest with you, I'll catch them on TV as much as go to cinema to see them, because as I said, the entire entertainment industry, we're feeling the effects right now. The entertainment industry saying they don't like you. The entertainment industry clearly thinks it's better than you, and they don't like you. They don't like you unless you're like, one of the woke zombies who scream that everybody's a Nazi. But they don't, and so they just make preachy, bland, boring movies, and it's a telling state of the entertainment industry when you go, that movie wasn't bad if you don't hate it, if it doesn't offend you by its preaching banality. Which is what Spider-Man Far From Home did. It didn't offend me with its preaching banality. But it was a reasonably entertaining, wrap up of the whole Infinity Gauntlet arc. So would I buy? You know what? I would probably buy it, but I'll buy it when it's on bargain basement. But it's better than the Ant-Man 2, which I also haven't bought yet. Again, when I say it for like $1.99, then I add it to my collection. Other than that, yeah, I wouldn't rush out. But they rush out, and I wouldn't mind. Listen, if it's a hot day out, your air conditioning's not working, you want to go sit in a cool cinema, it's as good a choice as any. Personally, you know what? I actually prefer the Godzilla movie that tanked. But that was just me for you. This was my impression of when watching it. My impression was it's over. It's over. The MCU is over. And it can't accept it. It can't, and it's over because they killed it. They killed themselves. So it's kind of sad, but at the same time as being relatively entertaining. Certainly wouldn't turn over if I was channel surfing looking for something to watch. So, yeah, that is my review of Spider-Man Far From Home. Please tell me what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell, and let me know what you think, which I've already said. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.